Friday. Oh my God. Okay, I'm gonna have more people today. Whoa. Oh, they're all waiting. Okay. Okay, welcome back. I hope you all had a wonderful spring break. Did you? Good, good. I see a lot of smiles. So yeah, you must have enjoyed yourself. I don't see any tan, so nobody maybe went to Florida or anything, right? Okay. All right. So I've graded your speeches. I'm gonna make some comments about them. For the most part, most of you did pretty good. Uh, there's a couple of things that I do want to go over. One, be mindful that in your preparation, this is like coming up in the preparation outlines and the working outline. You need to have both the speaking central idea, spoken central idea, as well as your written central idea. Okay, the written one first, which actually just spells out those three main points, and then you can transform it into a more conversational tone, if you will. Okay, so don't forget that. A lot of people just start putting one central idea there, but you definitely need to. There is a difference between, now most of you did get it, but some of you did not. And there's a difference between the working outline and the preparation outline. The working outline is just keywords or phrases to jog your memory. Okay, some things you might write the full sentence of, like a quote or something you want to make sure you remember. Maybe you might write down your central idea. You want to make sure you say it exactly the way you want to. But and the preparation outline, of course, full sentence. It is basically your entire speech written out word for word. Okay. I'll go over again with you about the speaking outline. It's 2143. Yeah, we'll have time to talk about that next Tuesday. I don't want to bombard you with too much, but your preparation outline is coming up this Friday for your informative speech. And I just want to make people aware. Now, some of you are using the working outline example and trying to actually write your preparation outline using that same format. Now, here's the difference. That, as I said, that working outline is just broad ideas. And where it says main point number one, that's the introduction itself. That's not main point number one that it looks like in your preparation outline. Okay, so be mindful. They are different. So don't start writing your speech saying what those questions are or what those thoughts that you're being driven to answer, right? Discuss this, explain that. Tell me what you learned from it. Okay, what you learned this from the situation or the person, you have to make certain that that is your conclusion. Okay, that's not well, totally your central idea. Okay. Yeah, this is what you want the person to know at the end of the speech. We said that's what your central idea the central idea tells you what you're getting ready to talk about. Okay. In the conclusion is where you tell us all, why did you tell us all this? What do you want us to learn from this? What did you learn from it? So that's in your meaning of message. So some people are starting off with and making your central idea. Today I'm going to tell you about who my impressive person is. Then I'm going to tell you about what they've been through in their life, the challenges that they faced. And three, I'm going to tell you what I learned about this. That's the working outline, right? Main point number one is the introduction. Main point number two is the body. And main point number three is the conclusion in your working outline. But in your preparation outline, main point number one is your main point that you're going to talk about in the body. Main point number two is what you're going to talk about in the body. It has nothing to do with, okay, now I'm going to tell you who this person is or what challenges this person faced. That is there in the working outline just to kind of like stimulate your thinking. Because when you start out, you really don't know, right? As time goes on and you do your research, that's when you're going to find out what it is you actually are going to say. So that working outline could be very different from your preparation outline. So just be mindful of that. Don't mix the two up. One is getting you started, thinking about what you want to look for, what you maybe want to talk about. And that working outline is deliberate. Okay, it's deliberate. You also, in the outline, need to include any sources you have. Now, for the working outline, sometimes you might not have it all. Okay. But for that preparation outline, it is required. Okay, so make sure that you look at the guide, and I showed it to you before, but it's worth showing you again. Your guide, week 6. Mm-hmm. Okay. Informative speech assignment parameters. Not sharing. Okay, so here we are. Can everybody see it? Okay, good. I made some changes to Zoom. I see. It's telling me that you all can see this. All right. So we haven't discussed a lot of this yet. That's next week when we discuss the informative speech. But I'm just asking you for your working preparation. Okay. But I gave you a video, right? You need to look at that video. I'm going to cover it again, but you need to look at that video when we talk about informative speeches. As a matter of fact, yeah, you have to do it on Friday. Okay, your audience, 3 people. Now, remember, I told you this in the beginning of the semester, right? For your speech, when you actually post it, you need 3 to 6 audience members. And it can't be like your dog or your stuffed animals or anything like that. It has to be a human being. 5 to 7 minutes for your speech. So make sure you review this so you have some idea what's going to be expected of you. Any questions at all about this? I did give you some comments on your working outline last time. No questions? We have some time before we leave. I will try to cover some of that, review some of that for you. So just be certain that you don't confuse those 2 outlines. The other thing I wanted to say is that some of you some of you are using the system of symbolization and indentation, but some of you are not. And if you are using it, some of you are not using it correctly. So be certain to look at the template and you should follow the template. Now, I told you before, do not exactly put one subpoint, one subpoint the way that I have it in the outline, right? I told you that the only reason why it's like that is because I wanted to fit it all on the page. It is an example. It's not for you to totally copy it as your speech. Also, in those outlines, you will see that I have both the representation of symbolization, right? As well as the written words. But when you submit your document to me, you're not going to put those written words because I need to see that you understand what those ideas that you have outlined represent. Is this a main point? Is this a sub point? Is this a sub point? Is this a sub point? Okay, each one is represented by with a specific representation. Main points are with Roman numerals, right? Sub points are capital letters. Sub points are Arabic numbers that we use every day here in America, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then your sub point is small letters. And each time you move to one of those, you need to indent to the right. Each time. And all the sub points should line up together. All the main points should line up together and so forth. That's very important. 2 ideas in the central idea and the main point. Some of you still are doing that. If you're saying and we're going to do this and I'm going to tell you about this and I'm going to tell you about that. There's no this and that. It's just this or just that, right? And sometimes you can word it in a way where you can say some of the other thing you want to say, but it's not an and, right? It might be through this method or with this or including something, but never and, because now you're making it two ideas instead of one, and you can only have one idea. And your central ideas, your summary statements, and your main points. Okay. Connectives are required. Some of you are just leaving it out altogether, but they are required. And the summaries. Your summary statement is basically a restatement of the central idea. Make sure you let the audience know you're at the end. So say something like in conclusion, in summary, and then now you can see my dad is my impressive person. Now you can see why my dad's characteristics or qualities of being responsible, reliable, selfless, whatever the qualities are that you're saying, makes my dad my impressive person. Okay. Or if you used a different spoken central idea, then you would put that there. And then in that meaning of message, again, tell us what you learned or what you want us to learn from that speech. Why'd you tell us all that information? And then, of course, the closing remarks, we need to work on that. Right? I always write, you can try using some of the attention getting materials that I gave you in that document called Attention Getting Devices. It says tell a joke, have a narrative, a story. And the last thing I want to say about the stories, please don't make your speech one long story, because a speech is way more than a story. Okay, your speech is deliberately developed, deliberate. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to deliver an impromptu speech. And I asked all of you before the break, and it's in your Blackboard, to bring your favorite menu. Because today, you're going to be servers. All right, so you're going to use that menu I told you to bring to class. If you don't have one, you're just going to make up some meals. And then you're going to take the role of the server and briefly outline an opening, a closing, and a body that consists of two main dishes, two main dinners or specials, two main dinner specials. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to put this outline together. And then you're going to deliver this speech with as much vocal variety as you can muster up. All right, it's much. I want you to be very, very demonstrative. Okay, so these are the requirements. You're going to have one deliberate pause. One deliberate pause. You're going to have 2 changes in pitch, 2 changes in rate, and 2 changes in the volume. Okay. 2 changes in pause, 2 changes in pitch, 2 changes in rate, 2 changes in your volume, and 1 deliberate pause. Now, it should be 2 to 3 minutes, right? Quick. And when we talk about the opening, of course, we're talking about some type of introduction. Now, you're not going to use the full introduction that we use in preparation. This impromptu, we're practicing right now. Okay, so you can get an attention getter and then move right in to, reveal, to state your central idea. What do you think the central idea is going to be, given that I already gave you your main points? I told you what the two main points are, right? Two dinner specials. So you have two main points. Dinner specials. So what would you think everybody's central idea is going to be? Given that, anybody. Anybody can answer that question. What do you think everybody's central idea is going to be in this little speech? Okay. Everybody's central idea is going to be something like, so today I'm going to give you our two dinner specials for the day, right? Isn't that what you're doing? Isn't that what you're going to talk about in the body? So I want you to think of just common sense, right? If I tell you that your two main points are going to be the two dinner specials, don't you think in some way that's what you're getting ready to talk about? So everybody's central idea is going to be something like that. So you probably will say something like, hi, my name's Rhonda. I'm going to be your server today. Okay. But and I'd like to give you information about the two dinner specials. Okay. Everybody got it? Any questions at all? Okay, so I'm going to let you can turn off your cameras, work on this. This is an individual, not a group project. Work on your speech, and then I'll bring you back at 7:30. Okay. If you have a question, you just turn your camera back on and ask me your question.
Hello, teacher. Did you say two central idea and two body?
No, you you're just going to have one central idea, which is what I said about, you're going to tell us what the specials are.
Okay.
And then what else did you ask me? Two what? What you said, two something
Oh,
else?
I thought it was like two body, two bodies.
No, just one body, but you're going to have two main points in the body. Two main points in your body. The first main point is going to be one special. The second main point is going to be whatever your second special is.
All right.
Today. Remember, this is practice, so you're not going to go through that entire preparation outline.
Excuse me, Professor. So we need to prepare two dinner. Okay, two
Dinner special. So I'm sure everybody's gone out to eat before.
Any
the waiter
dinner
comes around and says,
okay.
They, introduce themselves and then they tell you. So today I like to give you our specials, our two dinner specials for the day.
Got it.
And then you say them. That's your central idea.
Okay.
And then you're going, your first main point. So the first special, say what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever. Now the supporting material, it will consist of, that comes with mashed potatoes on the side, green beans.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you decide is the special.
Okay, I got it.
Whatever the dinner special is, that's your main point. And then what comes with it, that's your supporting material.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I got it.
All right, we can all come back now. Ugh, this fan is blowing everything away. Okay, who wants to go first? All right, Allison. Remember, you want to muster up as much vocal variety as you possibly can. And this is practice. All right. One deliberate pause, two changes in pitch, two changes in rate, and two changes in volume. And I want everybody to look to see if she fulfilled that requirement. Put you in the speaker there. Okay, Allison, we're ready for you. I don't know why Lynch's there.
I just wanted to start off by saying like I didn't pick like a restaurant. I kind of just picked my favorite fast food place, so I kind of changed some things
It's
up.
okay, whatever the specials are. Like, I know fast food restaurants don't have specials, but
Yeah.
pick it up. This is practice.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Chick-fil-A. My name is Allison, and I'll be your server tonight, and I'm thrilled to be able to assist you today. And today I'm going to talk about two of our dinner specials, some of our most popular meals that keep our guests coming back and wanting more. First, I want to highlight our very popular dinner special, the classic chicken sandwich meal. This meal comes with our fresh hand-breaded chicken sandwich served hot on a perfectly toasted bun with the juiciest pickles around. Paired with our amazing waffle fries and a refreshing drink of your choice, it's something simple but it's fulfilling and delicious, just like our next special. Second, we have a grilled chicken deluxe meal, a fantastic choice for something on the lighter side and a little bit healthier. Served with lettuce, juicy tomatoes, and a delicious cheese on a toasted bun. And similar to our first special, it comes with a side of your choice, like fruit, since it's a little bit healthier, and our amazing waffle fries and a drink of your choice. A yummy and fulfilling dinner choice, in my opinion. In conclusion, if you pick the crispy chicken meal or the grilled chicken meal, you have a delicious dinner that leave you wanting more. As your server, I want to ensure that you have the best possible experience and enjoy a hot, delicious meal. If you have any questions today while I'm serving you, please, please, please let me know, as it is my pleasure to serve you tonight.
All right, you can clap if you like for Allison. Okay. Deliberate pause. I would say, yeah, you did do that. Now, the rest of the things, I'm not very sure that you did. Now, I think maybe you did change the rate once because one time you like really sped it up. Right in the beginning, you kind of like really sped it up. So that was there. I don't know that you had two changes in the rate, but you definitely had one. Changes in volume, it kind of stayed the same. Do you think you made a change in volume?
I think I did, but I don't know if it like came
Where do
across
you,
that
where
way.
do you think you had it?
So I think I had it towards the end where I was like, please, please, please let me know. And then towards the like the middle when I was making my second point where it said like the little bit healthier part.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't know if it came across like that.
All righty. Okay. Um, what about pitch?
That I'm not sure if I did.
What do your classmates think? Do you all think Allison gave us 2 changes in pitch? Sadie, looks like you're talking, but you're muted.
I think she did change the pitch, especially from like the beginning introduction where she like welcomed them to Chick-fil-A and introduced herself. I think after that she changed the pitch at least once.
Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Thank you, Allison. Good job. You had pretty good eye contact. That was great. You had a great ending too. So
Thank you.
good job. Good job. Good job. All right. Who's next?
I'll go next. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Longhorn Steakhouse. I'm going to talk about 2 dinner specials that are really both good options if you're looking for a solid meal. I'm going to focus on one of those specials, which is a grilled salmon entree. The grilled salmon entree is a fresh piece of salmon that is seasoned really, really well and grilled until it's nice and tender. The outside has a little bit of crisp to it, and the inside stays soft. The salmon is cooked with garlic, herbs, and a little olive oil, so it has lots of flavor without it being too heavy on the stomach. Overall, it's a simple dish, but it tastes really good. It feels like something you'd order if you want something a little healthier side. What makes this dinner special even better is everything that it comes with. It's served with garlic, mashed potatoes, which is very creamy and rich in flavor. They go really well with the salmon. It comes with steamed vegetables like broccoli, carrots, and green beans, so you get some balance of healthy choices in a meal. On top of that, you get a small side of salad with your choice of dressing and some bread and butter, so you're not just getting one thing. It's a full plate that actually fills you up. So yeah, this grilled salmon dinner special is a really good option. And with the other dinner special, it shows you that you can have a full, satisfying meal that's also simple and enjoyable. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So one thing I forgot to say with Allison, and I'm going to say the same thing for Sargie. The central idea was a little incomplete because you didn't say what the 2 specials were, right? You said today I'm going to talk about the 2 specials, and then you kind of like elaborated on the specials, but you never told us what they were. The other thing is for you, Sargie, then you started telling us about the specials, but your main point is state what the special. The first special I like to tell you about today is the grilled chicken sandwich, or whatever it was your first sandwich with mashed potatoes, garlic mix. Okay, you have to say that first. The first special is, and then say what it is. Now you go into the description of it. All right. I see that sometimes in people's outlines where you're not really restating the central the main point, because you said the connective. So now let's look at the first main point of dish or something like that, right? Now the main point number 1 has to be state what it is, state what the dish is. That's important. A lot of people are leaving out the main, and then you're making the main point really is a sub point instead of restating that main point again. So that's key. Here we didn't use connectives much, so it might be a little easier for you to actually say it, but don't just go into the description and start providing supporting material for the main point before you actually state the main point. And even if you say it in your connective leading up to it, you need to say it again. Because remember, what are we doing? We're trying to guide our audience through our speech and make them remember what we're saying, right? Help them to remember it. So there is a lot of repetition. You wouldn't see that in your English paper, right? But in a speech, repetition is key for your audience to try to remember the things that you're saying, because we can't go back and reread it, right? Okay. All right, good job, good job, good job. I think you're gonna need to increase your eye contact a little more. Look into that camera. Be mindful of where it is, because you can get stuck on looking at your notes or looking, and we can tell when you're reading because your eyes are not focused on us. Your eyes are focused on the paper you're reading, right? So every now and then you need to look up at that camera and get that eye contact with your audience. Now, class, what do you think about Sargi's pause? Did he get pause? At least one? I would say you did have at least one pause, and it was right in the beginning too. Of your first main point, you started. You had a pause. Then also there, your rate changed. The volume. What do your classmates think about the volume? Did he have two changes in volume? Notice. Do you think you had changes in volume, Sargi?
No, I think I stayed the same.
Yeah, I do too. Okay. What about pitch? It seemed like towards the end you were, but I think maybe it was because you were coming to the end, so you got a little lower.
Yeah.
Pitch. All right. Okay, so just be mindful. This is what we're looking for, is all the vocal variety you can muster up. And we want you to be deliberate in it. All right, thank you, Sargi. Who's next? Benjamin? Okay.
Let me try. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lin, and I will be your service tonight. I'd like to introduce two of our dinner specialists that we are for this evening. Based beef with a senior vegetable and pan-seared salmon with a lemon butter sauce. Our first specialty is based beef with seasonal vegetable. It's a slow cooked for several hours, so the beef comes incredible tender, and the vegetables absorb all the rich flavor of the both. It's a warm, hearty, and perfect if you are looking for something comforting. And our second specialty is pan-seared salmon with a lemon butter sauce. The salmon has a crab golden scratch on the outside, while staying soft and juice inside. The lemon butter sauce adds a bright, refreshing flavor that balances the richness of the fish beautiful. In summary, Whatever you prefer, something rich and comfortable or something light and refreshing. These two dishes are excellent choice for tonight. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your meal.
Okay. Very good, Lynn. All right. What do you think, classmates? You pretty much nailed it, right? You did a great job, didn't you? Okay. Who's next? Who'd like to go next?
May I go next?
Yes, Sadie.
Okay. Hello, welcome to Tortuga's restaurant. My name is Sadie and I'll be your server for today. To start off, I'd like to tell you about our two dinner specials. Our first special is our Santa Fe burrito and our second special is our nachos. The first special I'd like to tell you about is Santa Fe burrito. It includes rice, beans, cheese, sautéed vegetables, guacamole, and salsa wrapped in our house-made tortilla. The second special is our nachos, and they include cheese, beans, salsa, and guacamole on our house-made tortilla chips. I personally recommend the Santa Fe burrito as it's a healthy and filling option.
Okay. All
I
right. So
kind of lacked a conclusion, I think.
you didn't say the summary statement, really.
Right.
You just went right into the closing remarks. All right. Another thing, in the central idea, say those specials, right? You did say it in the main point. The first special is da, 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 da. Or maybe you were stating that central idea in two sentences. I'm not really sure. Which one do you think? Because you were doing it 2 sentences.
Yeah, I think I was saying it in two sentences.
Because then you came back again and started talking about the special, like you
Yeah.
did. So maybe that was just two. You stated it in 2 sentences. Remember, you got to do it in one.
Okay.
Okay. I think you nailed it with the requirements of the volume rate. You did change it several times. Classmates, you have any comments? How you think Sadie did? Anyone? You want to tell me what you think about Sadie?
I think you did a great job, Sadie.
Thank you.
I did too. Just those couple of things. All right, great. I think you all are getting the hang of this. We're really looking for you to use that vocal variety. That's what we're looking for. And it needs to be deliberate where we can really see it. Okay. Who's next? Thanks, Sadie. Who'd like to go next? Okay, Nadine.
I already ate dinner, but I'm already hungry again from everybody's.
I didn't eat yet, so yeah, I'm getting hungry too.
I'm hungry again, but hello, my name is Nadine, and I will be your server tonight. First, I would like to tell you the soup of the day is our spinach egg drop soup, and then of course we have our usual pasta fagioli. I would also like to tell you about our two dinner specials tonight. The first one is rigatoni romana. It is rigatoni pasta tossed with mushrooms, ground beef, in a pink sauce, blended with mozzarella cheese. Our second special is chicken marsala. It is chicken sauteed with fresh mushroom and a marsala wine sauce and is served with a side of penne. I'm also going to give you a wine list, if I could recommend, the deep Cabernet for the pasta special and a crisp Pinot Grigio for the chicken special. And if I can tempt you with some dessert later, something sweet from our dessert menu, I'll be happy to bring you that menu later after dinner. Our two dinner specials are served with a soup and a salad, and I will be back with your drinks, bread, and dipping oil to take your order. Thank you.
Okay. Now, you started out telling us about the soup special. But remember, the assignment just give us 2 special dinner specials. You added a lot more in there. You talked about some wine. You talked about, okay. But remember, stay with the assignment, right? Okay. I do think that you met requirements. What do you think, class? You think Nadine met all the requirements? I think you met the requirements as well. I'm not sure that you gave us a proper summary statement, though. Did you? What did you say?
I think I ended it with saying the specials are served with super salad and that I will be back to take your order with your drinks and bread.
But remember, you have to restate that central idea again first in that conclusion.
Okay.
And then you can say the other stuff. All right. Good job, Sadie. Nadine. I say his name written here looking at it. Any comments about Nadine's speech? Anybody? Any comments? Okay. Thanks, Nadine. Gia, you want to go next?
Yeah, I can go. Okay. Hi, everyone. I'll be your server tonight at Buffalo Wild Wings. So if you're still deciding, let me help you out for a second because right now is actually a really good time to order. First off, if you're even thinking about wings, I'd go for it today. We've got specials going on, especially on boneless wings. So you're getting more for what you're paying, and you can mix sauces so you're not just stuck with one flavor. And honestly, this is the perfect time to try something new. Like you can do one safe flavor and then maybe something like mango habanero or a dry rub you haven't had before. It kind of makes the meal more fun instead of just playing it safe. Now, we've also got drink specials running. So if you were already thinking about getting something to drink, it actually works out better right now. Pairs really well with the wings, especially if you're here to hang out or to watch something. And I'm gonna be real with you. Most people end up wishing they ordered more once the food comes out. So with the specials, it actually makes more sense to go a little bigger now instead of having to add more later. So if I were you, I'd take advantage of the deal, go for the wings, try a couple different sauces, maybe grab a drink on special, and you guys are pretty much set for today.
Okay, Tia. What was your central idea?
Oh, wait. Like the beginning, I thought.
You kind of did the same thing Nadine did, where you were adding other things and you talked about the wings before you actually told us what the specials were.
Okay.
So remember, the central idea for us all is to tell us what the two specials today. I'm going to tell you the 2 specials for today are the wings and whatever else, right? That's the 2 specials. I think you called it a drink special or something. You talked about.
In like the beginning, I said we've got specials going on, especially on the boneless wings. And then for the drinks, I said we've also got drink specials running.
Okay, so that's stating it in 2 separate sentences, which you could only do it in one.
Okay.
Just, state what it is.
Okay.
I feel like you did do everything, but I'm not sure about the rate part. I'm not sure that you sped that up.
Okay.
The one comment I would make about your delivery outside of those things would be the eye contact. So try to look up at that camera as often as you can to make that connection with the audience.
Okay.
Anybody else have any comments? Did anybody see Gia make a change in rate? You did change your pitch a couple of times, and you did change your volume. I'm not sure about the rate. Do you think you did it?
I think I might have focused on the other things more, so I forgot about that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody want to add to Gia's speech? Thank you, Gia, very much. All right. Who's next?
I'll go.
Professor. I'll go.
Oh,
We're ready.
okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sal's Pizzeria. My name is Veronica, and I'm going to be your server for this evening. Today, I'm going to tell you about the 2 dinner specials that we have at Sal's Pizzeria, which include chicken marsala and stuffed shells. The chicken marsala includes sauté mushrooms and onions in a marsala wine sauce served with bread and salad. The second special we have is stuffed shells. The stuffed shells also come with garlic knots and a fresh salad. To be honest, this is my personal favorite, and I could probably eat it about once a week. My grandma used to tell me that all Italian food should be served with fresh sauce and love. These are the 2 dinner specials that we have for tonight, and I hope you all have a big appetite and enjoy our fresh food here at Sal's Pizzeria.
All right. Okay, so what I did, you did the central idea perfect. The first main point, you went right into the description. So just remember to say our first special will be, and then what it is. Then tell us about it. You did it right the second time. The second time you said our second special is, you said it what it was, and then you started a new sentence as a subpoint describing it. So that was good.
Okay.
You did repeat your central idea, and you had a good closing. You met all of those requirements. Your volume was changing, you were going faster, you were going slower. The pitch, you did that a few times, the pitch. Deliberate pause. Good job. Any comments for Veronica? Okay, thank you, Veronica.
Thank you.
That means we have one Matt left and Khadijah.
I'll go. Hello everyone. Welcome to Amore Restaurant. My name is Matthew, and I'll be your waiter for tonight. Tonight we have 2 dinner specials for dinner, which is the chicken parmesan that is served with freshly breaded chicken, topped with marinara sauce and mozzarella cheese on a bed of linguine pasta, which is a classic dish that everyone enjoys. Our other dinner special is a fettuccine seafood plate served with shrimp, calamari, salmon, crab meat, and clams with light tomato sauce. Which special would you like for dinner tonight?
Okay. You kind of stayed pretty monotone. I did get a pause. I'm not sure you changed your volume, your rate, and your, I think you did change your pitch at least once, but I'm not sure about the other 2. Now, you did a great job saying your essential idea. However, when you gave your first main point, you started out well. You said the first special is whatever the special is, right? And then you said it with whatever. So save that as the supporting material. Just stop at what the special is.
Okay.
And then start a new sentence about what it goes with, because the description about it is all of your supporting materials. Right?
All right.
Okay. Central idea must be restated first in your summary. In your conclusion, right? So I think you went right to, all right, that's it. Like, what was your last sentence you said?
Like, which dinner special would
Yeah,
you like for dinner?
yeah. Which dinner special would you like? Okay. So just be mindful that you must restate that central idea, and that
All right.
the message part, because you went straight to the closing.
Okay.
Other than that, it was pretty good. So work on making deliberate vocal variety. All right.
Okay.
And increase that eye contact. Look up at that camera as often as you like, just like you're doing right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good job. And finally, Khadijah.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Tonight, I am pleased to guide you through our two most celebratory dish, meal crafted slowly, carefully. Our smoked dish represents the perfect blend of tradition, technique, and tastefulness, giving the guests a rich and unforgettable dining experience. Our first special is our smoked whole chicken. Um, Juicy in the inside, beautifully crisped on the outside. You compare it with a roasted potatoes with some salad. Our second special is the smoked lamb. You compare it with smoky rice with some flavorful. Um, both dishes, both dishes are crafted with patience and passion. Each bite reflects on the careful we put into our preparation. Please let me know if you need anything else. Thank you.
All right, Khadijah. Now, in your central idea, you didn't state what the two specials were. So it's a little incomplete. What's your central idea? Oh, turn your volume back. Your audio back.
So, my central idea was our smoky dish that represents the perfect blend of tradition and technique. That was the central idea.
Okay. What's your two? Okay, so you said the smoky dish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the second special?
Um, it's a smoky whole chicken. That's the first one, and the second one was the smoky lamb. So one is a chicken and one is a lamb.
Lamb. Okay. Did you say that in your central idea, both of those? Or did you just say the smoky chicken?
No, I said our smoky dish. I didn't
Yeah,
specifically say
smoky
both.
dish. Right. Okay, because I didn't hear the actual special. So just be mindful that you have to clearly say what the specials are in the
Okay.
central idea. So today I'm going to tell you about the two specials, which are the lamb dish and the chicken dish. That's it
Okay.
for the central idea. Then you go in to say, and you did do that. The first special is the chicken. I think you talked first.
Mhm.
And then you described it. Now, what was your summary statement?
I said both dish, our smoky whole chicken and our smoky lamb, are crafted with patience and passion. Each bite reflects the careful we put into the preparation.
Okay. So I want you to be a little bit more deliberate. You did say what those two dishes were, but The summary statement is really just a restatement. You added some other stuff in there when you were talking about it. So save that for the meaning of the message part. Okay. You did have a closing remark. Now, I did notice you had a change in rate. You had the deliberate pause, but I'm not sure if the pause was deliberate or if you lost your place. So I'm not sure about that one. But you did pause. Pitch, I did detect one, but I don't know if I detected two. And the volume, I think you did go down at the end because you were at the end, but you need to. Okay. Any comments for Khadijah, class? Comments? Okay. So Khadijah, your eye contact was not good at all. You did the same thing Matthew did, just read your speech. You have to look up at that camera from time to time. You can't just read. You have to look up at the camera, all right, to make that connection with your audience. That's key. Your eye contact is very key. That's generally the first thing we talk about when we talk about your delivery skills, right? So practice that. Practice looking in the camera. Because again, you can get caught up with the speech and forget, oh, yeah, I'm not looking at the camera. So just be mindful of that. If you have problems with it, I think I told people last class, put it in your speaking outline. Look at the camera. I noticed a lot of you were doing that in your last speaking outlines. So be mindful about that. You said you did do that, and I told you to restate it. All right. Any comments? Nobody? No more comments? All right. Thank you, Khadijah. Good job. All right. We've gotten through that. Good job, everybody. Good tries. Good tries. Again, your preparation outline is due on Friday. I just wanted to briefly, so you must watch my video before you start writing that preparation outline. Okay, so make sure you look at my video. There's 2 other videos in there, the study guides. You should look at that as well. But definitely you need to look at my video, okay, before you write that preparation outline. So you have some ideas about what's the requirements, right? Just a couple of quick points. Your informative speech is one that is designed to convey knowledge and understanding. That's the purpose of your informative speech. No opinions belong in an informative speech at all. No opinions. Okay. We saved all those opinions and being partisan towards one side of an issue. That's all saved for your persuasive speeches, but they have no place in your informative speech. Okay. Basically, the criteria for an informative speech is that it should be communicated accurately, clearly, and be made meaningful and interesting to the audience. There's 4 types of informative speeches. I'll tell you what they are, but I need you to go back into that video so you can get the details. All right. The first is speeches of explanation. Right? Why something is happening or how something works is what you do in a speech of explanation. Another type of informative speech would be a speech about descriptions. Okay? Describe what a person, an object, or an event is like. So basically in the description, you're going to describe what it is. You also have definitions, okay, which are basically speeches about concepts, including beliefs, theories, ideas, principles, and the like. It provides meaning of a word or a concept. And then finally, speeches on demonstration, right? Speeches on demonstration. So again, go back and look at the video for the details. You need to decide which type of speech, which type of informative speech you're going to deliver. It has to be one of those four we talked about. Now, the 5 guidelines for informative speaking. Number 1, don't overestimate what the audience knows. Okay? Be careful to explain step by step without any shortcuts. Explain everything very thoroughly so that the audience can't help but understand what you're talking about. Number 2, you want to relate the subject directly to the audience because nothing interests us more than ourselves. Okay? So you want to definitely relate the subject directly to the audience. As in the introduction, you can include your audience throughout the body of the speech. And some of the advantages of this is that it establishes you as a qualified speaker who can be trusted. And listeners will care more about the topic if they believe it matters personally to you. All right. Number 3, make it easy to listen to. What do you think we mean by that? Be short, simple, organized, and repetitive. Remember, we want to make certain that the audience remembers what it is we're saying. Number 4, you want to avoid abstractions. Instead, you want to use descriptions, which are statements that depict a person, event, idea, or the like with clarity and vividness. Okay? Communicate your internal feelings. Secondly, to avoid abstractions, you can use comparisons. Right? Statements of similarities among 2 or more people, events, ideas, etc. This puts your ideas into concrete, familiar terms. And then finally, avoiding abstractions, you can do it using contrast. Okay, so comparisons, contrast, and descriptions. When you contrast something, it's a statement of differences among 2 or more people, events, or ideas. And again, it puts your ideas into concrete, familiar terms. Personalize your ideas. That means present your ideas in human terms that relate in some fashion to the experience of the audience. Okay? And be empathetic towards your audience. All right, again, be certain to look at my video because I have lots of details in there, and do it before you develop and submit your preparation outline. Now, that preparation outline for your informative speech must have that bibliography. And go into your the information guide for what your speech needs to have. Okay, and it will give you the information that you need to make sure you have all of that information there. And that's due on Friday. Now, next week, we're going to have our visual aid speech in class. Now, there's a module in there that talks about it. So make sure you look at that. You understand what you're doing. You're going to bring an object next week, and you're going to give us a speech about your object. Okay. So I think coming up on the 26th, everybody needs to make certain that you evaluate your classmates on their impressive person speech. Any questions on anything we discussed? I'm trying to get you out a little early today. I know you're just coming back from your spring break. You wish you were back on it, don't you?
Professor, do you mind if I ask a question?
Sure.
I noticed that we have our first test that's due at the end of this week.
Okay.
And when I try to access it, it asks for me to like input an access code.
Yes.
I'm not familiar how to do that.
Okay,
Is that
let me show you. It's
okay?
right under.
Oh.
Right under the test.
Okay.
Let me show everybody. Oh yeah, and that bibliography, I was going to actually tell you. I think I have you with 3. You have to have at least 3 sources in your bibliography. Now, for those of you who did not look at anything about the library tours, information about the video about gathering information, you should do that. You have to have resources for this speech. Now, we've moved on. We had 2 speeches. The first one was about your personal challenge. You talked all about yourself. We didn't have to do any research because nobody knows you better than you. Then we picked the impressive person. It's probably somebody you know, right? So you don't really need to do much research on that. But now we're moving forward. So I'm asking a little bit more of you. Now you are required to do that research. Okay? If you have any questions or you need some assistance, contact the librarians. I like Mr. Calandro. He's been my go-to guy for years. He's very versed, and when you go to him, last semester I had a student say, Professor, I got overwhelmed. He gave me so much stuff. It was just too much stuff. So the librarian will help you. The librarian is the most valuable resource in the library. So you contact them and ask them for help in finding some sources on your topic, they will definitely help you. So use that resource if you need it. If you don't, it's okay. All right, let me show you how to get to the access code for your test. Okay, can everybody see this? All right, so you see where it says test 1, test number 1. You click on there and you take the test, right? But here's your access code right under there. So you click that on, Copy and paste it.
Thank you, Professor.
Here. All right, here's your code.
Thank
Copy
you.
it. Go back to your exam. And I'm not going to start the test, but here's where you will actually paste, your code to get in. I don't need a code because I made up the test, so it automatically opened for me. Okay, but you will need to put in the access code.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Any other questions? Can I help you with? Got everything here. Make sure you review the comments that I gave you on your essays. Generally, they're pretty good. You all are doing that very well. You guys know how to write essays. Now, some of you are not including the introduction and a conclusion, but it is an essay, so you do need those 3 parts. So make sure you don't just go in telling us, giving the body. Make sure you introduce it properly and you close it properly. Let's see. Any other questions at all do you have? It's in the gallery here. Is that in the middle? That. Okay, looks like you've had enough of my working for the night. I will see you next week. If you have any questions, just give me an email. Good job tonight. And don't forget next week, bring your objects and practice it a little bit before you come. Have a great week, everybody.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you.
Good night.
Professor, do you mind if I ask you one more thing? I'm so sorry.
No problem.
I'm sorry.
How are you?
Oh,
Good night.
I just wanted to ask about my impressive person speech. I think originally I had some
Let me turn off the
difficulty.
recording.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to turn off the recording.
Oh, it's